Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the Glazing Fantasy from Slev. Slev is a Malaysian brand, and under Slev is SlevCase, which is for their PC cases. And this is the latest edition, the Glazing Fantasy black color model that retails at RM235, and there is actually a white color model that retails at RM245. In this video, you'll see I'll be using both to show you the features of this case. Now, at a glance, it looks like the usual two glass panel case, but I can assure you now this case has some different features which I really like, and I'm sure you're going to like it too, whether you are an end user who's looking to purchase a case for yourself, or yourself as a dealer wanting to get something that people might be interested in. So let's dive into the details right now. Starting off, let's look at the panel. I like the tempered glass is rested inside the chassis frame. This means that if anything should hit the case, it hits the metal instead of the glass, so sparing you from tempered glass that's broken. As for the panels, they can remove by just pulling it out with a gentle force. Because the panels are very secure despite being toolless, it is not difficult to remove, yet it's not one that you can easily pop off, and that gives you assurance as you are able to move the case around without worrying that the panel will pop off and again result in broken glass. I like it that the front panel is removable for easy access to the foresection of the case. The case itself comes with Slev's own ARGB fans, and there's 6 of them and they can be controlled in 2 ways. The first being via motherboard software through the 6-port hub that is part of the case, and the second way is for those who are using motherboards without ARGB pins, where you connect the reset button to one of the fans and you can cycle through the options available. If you want to mount AIO, the top supports up to a 360mm AIO. Speaking of fans, you are able to mount 3 additional fans at the PSU shroud if you wish, though I find it unnecessary as the case itself comes with good airflow and the airflow is of a negative type. And with this clip over here, I can assure you that air does flow through the perforated scrap panels, so you are assured that your system is not suffocating. Here I'm using a high-spec system, which is the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D, and the graphics card is a PNY RTX 4080 Super Virtue. So if you're building a high-spec system, rest assured the fans at the side here does not obstruct you from installing your large-size graphics card. The AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D is currently running with a Coolgraph Forza, an affordable tower cooler, and check out the benchmark result here using Cinebench R23 running 10-minute stress test. And you know what? It's still slightly higher than the one I saw in a Hardware Unbox review, where the 7800X3D is using an AIO. So rest assured, this case does have sufficient airflow. As for the graphics card part, this one is going to be interesting for most of us because the Glazing Fantasy is very unlike the other micro ATX cases in the market where you have 4 PCIe slots. This one has 5. And what's the advantage of having 5? You see, if you're using some motherboards, such as the Gigabyte B650M gaming Wi-Fi, the PCIe slot for the graphics card is 1 notch down. So you have 4 slots, you're 1 notch down, and you're running a 3 slots graphics card. So the graphics card will be point blank with the PSU shroud, and there will be turbulence and noise and all that. It's not that optimal. In this case, pun intended, it has 5 slots. So even if you are 1 slot down, you still have room, as in breathing room, for your graphics card. In this case, I'm using the ASRock B650M HDV M.2, and the slot is at the topmost nearest the CPU. So with the 3 slots cooler, there's still 2 slots at the bottom, which is ample space I get to meddle around with the pins and all that. And if you don't mind graphics card facing point blank to the PSU shroud, the room in the Glazing Fantasy here allows you to consider this kind of setup where you run 2 graphics card. I know this is not what most people would want to run, 2 NVIDIA graphics card. So let me change the setup. You can run an NVIDIA graphics card like this one, and perhaps you want to use an Intel codec for your work. Then you can install another graphics card on the system like this, and definitely it can be helpful to your work, especially for production houses where you know what codecs and features of the system or hardware that you have installed on the system. On the underside of the motherboard tray, there's ample room for cable management. I've done the best I can and as fast as I can over here, and I've even included Slev's extension cable among many other things such as Molex connectors and SATA power connectors, and there is still plenty of room underneath the motherboard tray. There's also room for you to install two 2.5-inch drives and one 3.5-inch drive. And this is great for those of you who still have old drives lying around. You don't want to spend money on the already price hike M.2 drives. Yeah, there's room for you to install all that. One thing Slev did very well for the white case is that the cable is white, the screws are silver, the zip ties are transparent, and even the fan is white color, everything matching the white case theme. Alright, so we come to the end of this review. I hope you enjoy it, and if you are really looking forward for this case, you know where to look for. If you don't know where to look for, just leave a comment down below. Other than that, it'll be in the local, as in Malaysian dealers, really soon. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.